Good stuff. Okay, so how was that? Was that boring to read?
No, it wasn't really. Um, that what was the other thing? Was it
It was. I took
what you
a
call it?
I took a post from Tracy John. I got his latest posts from his blog. So
Yeah, that
yeah,
mm,
about his
that blog
approach
post.
to that's it. Yes,
Yeah,
to go no, like
really
yeah,
important.
emulating COVID around radio around COVID. Okay.
Yeah, also because someone from the media shop had shared something to that effect with us,
Yes.
and to now find out Johnson's view,
Mm,
which contradicts the whole thing, that what, it's not actually looking that great. You know,
yeah.
it looks
Uh,
great on paper, but no.
yeah. That's yeah. I know. Well, there's been a couple of actual articles. I think I'm saying locally that were released or whatever it may be, published. Obviously comparing, yeah, quite an optimistic view around how to kind of like customize, what I'm saying to you. But I think as the time passed, and again, we always speak from our present situation, but yeah. So okay, so let's talk about, okay, let's first talk about the article. Okay, so let's talk about the article. Tell me in a synopsis, what did you gain from it? Never mind the questions. What did you gain from there? Like, what are the things that interested you?
So the whole article itself was of interest to me, obviously with the background that I have
Yeah,
already in my head,
yeah,
and his view, obviously from a person who is in radio and sees the actual impacts that um, there's a lot of a hard knock that radio itself has had to take during this time
yeah.
that we probably don't think about. We just think, okay, no, it's doing great, people are listening, are tuning in more, but um, that's not the reality. What you call long-term listeners, or like your hardcore listeners.
Uh,
uh
what was I saying to you?
there's a
It's
shift.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's a foundation, a necessity now.
Mm,
That's what I'm saying. We can't actually we can't pat ourselves on the back for the numbers because
mhm,
again, we're offering a service that actually is kind of needed more
mm.
now because of the, like I say, of the contextually of the situation that we're all in. But we can't say that, oh, one station is now doing better than another because they're doing fantastic radio. But continue.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Sorry.
how he was just talking about, I know we've always spoken about personalities over the station itself.
Yeah.
And I kind of got a sense of now, for the first time, if I was understanding well, was that for the first time, actually, what could possibly be carrying a particular show could be the personality itself. That shows that have had a longer run and a better chance of being listened to the most during this new normal, because of people they've gravitated towards the personalities.
Mm.
So they look forward to
Mm.
their people more
I
than
think
saying,
I think now's a good
I want.
I think now's a good opportunity to, if you are on radio, right, and you haven't been exposed, like let's say you haven't had, you had, I'm saying you're given the soapbox to actually shine. Now you've got people's like it's their what is it, default attention. You understand? So where a lot of people would not normally have that, that kind of privilege, people
Yeah.
now, like I say, so now you got that moment to really show us what you got, like how well you operate as a broadcaster, like how innovative you are, you know what I'm saying to you. So yes,
Yeah.
that's it's out there. Like again, I know you might be like say he's a bit negative, but I think it's a good opportunity for the stations because again, by default we are getting bigger numbers. Like the next book is guaranteed to be big, you know. But yeah, to keep them there. But at the same time, it's always about necessity. So the moment we go back to quote unquote normal life, which is not going to happen anytime soon. So you know, but the moment we start gravitating to that, have we found a reason to keep the radio? You understand the station slash show, whatever, a necessity in our life. Do you understand? Because you're proving to them right now that yes, it's not just about giving you information. Let's say, so you said there in the earlier one, let's give them announcements about what's happening every 15 minutes. Like it is update, it really is. The climate changes every 15 minutes. But I mean, over and above that, like have you used this time to build yourself as a necessity in their lifestyle? So not in their life, because
Yeah.
everyone can live without radio. Really, they can. We can't live without food. We can't live without water. We can't live without, I'll obviously live without health, and we can't live without money. You can't do it, right? So these are, but radio you can live without. You can, you know, you can really gravitate through life without it. So that's to say, it's a lifestyle choice, you know. And there's a lot of things in our day that we consider necessities as part of our lifestyle, our life, which is, I think, just as important, you know what I'm saying? Because it defines who we are, you understand? So, yes, okay, give me one more point you found interesting from his article, and then we'll get into the questions. What else did you find?
Um,
That's okay if you didn't. Those are the big ones. That's good. That's good. So, okay.
yeah, it actually it gave me context as well. You know, it made me better understand because I know myself. I gravitate on a normal day.
Mm,
I gravitate mostly towards commercial radio
yeah.
versus talk radio. But my attention during this new normal has kind of shifted.
Mm,
And I know that I've always liked Joanne Joseph, but
I
I
love
am
her.
finding her like she's my go-to girl. Like
Yes.
if I find myself around 3 o'clock tuning into 702, it's very
Yes.
intentional because
Yeah.
she's just killing it and
She's
how
in,
she just
she's in my top five always every year. Put in the top five. It's yeah. I love her so much. Continue. We are high fiving each other virtually. Continue. Yeah.
yeah, she's like my person. She's like if I want news and I want news the way I like
Yeah.
consuming news, then I
Yes.
better be on Joanne Joseph. Sometimes
Yes.
even when she says there's gonna be a live broadcast of the president, whatever, I'm like, but why
Yeah.
can't you just do it so I can just
Yes. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, no, she is. She's a gem, eh? Yeah, she's a gem. I love her. I mean, she was great in TV. I mean, she commanded attention then. I mean, she was captivating then, but just on radio because she hasn't been doing it that long. I'm saying, in a prime slot to that, you know. Yeah, she's so great. That's beautiful. I love her. Okay. Yes. Yeah. That's perfect. Okay, so you were saying, so you just gravitate to her, yeah,
I
out of
gravitate
attention.
I gravitate towards talk radio, I guess simply because they're gonna offer me the news that I want to know and
Yeah,
from a credible source, like you keep
you want to
saying
be
that
sure,
if
sure.
you ever say
Yeah,
anything,
yeah,
you can't say anything wrong on radio. So I would listen to talk radio more. And also because the kind of style that the news is presented to us listeners is kind of different to TV.
yeah,
So my consumption of radio has kind of shifted as well during this time.
yeah.
And I guess he also spoke to that, Johnson, that there's almost like a niche,
Mm,
a new niche that
mm,
has been created in the listeners' heads.
mm, mm.
Uh,
Because again, it's again. Do you see how again I keep going back to this? It's a lifestyle dependency. So where we
Mm,
are in our heart, our heads, our, you know what I'm saying to you, our bodies, whatever it is, and then just externally our miniverse is exactly how we like. So, like I say, one day you like olives, the next day you don't. I'm just saying, you remember things you liked as a kid, and you can't actually remember why on earth you don't like them anymore. It's because you change. You know what I'm saying? So, same thing with radio. It's like same thing with media, like whatever, especially now because it's so, because we're drowning in media, and that's been for years. We've been drowning in it. We don't,
mm,
we have a shorter temper, you understand, temperament for consuming media. We do. And that's because of social media, because we get it in and we get it out. You know, it's instant, 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 instant. So the thing is to like I say, to demand attention both in TV and in print and in radio. You know what I'm saying? To be fair, you know, like is it is more difficult. It's not that it's not possible, please. It's done every day, but it is obviously more difficult because everyone, doesn't matter what age, we've been conditioned to react differently, um, to overflow of information. So again, you're in a growth spurt. You understand, and you know what? You might in a 2 years' time only listen to community radio and only listen to a specific. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because again, it's
mm.
going to support your lifestyle. Whatever's going on in your life, you're going to match it up. That's what lifestyle choices are. Um, okay, let's look at this.
So the other thing that I also picked up was the whole thing about nostalgia.
Mm,
So I definitely don't want to hear any new music. I thought that was so funny. I was
true.
like, I don't. I want to hear all the songs that will make me, you know,
Happier. Yes,
remember
happier
either
times.
it's helping me remember my drive to work or
Yes,
anything that's familiar is
yes,
what I want to hear.
yeah.
Yeah.
Clever point. I like it. You know what I'm saying to you? Yes, very cool. I'm glad you liked it. Like I say, I hope you go and subscribe to him, and you subscribe to, like I say, like 2 or 3 more. You know, just to get like a, you know, you don't have to have daily intake. You just have to do like 2 to 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? To read 2 or 3 articles, and then you don't have to
Mhm.
memorize anything. It'll be instilled in you anyway. You understand? The more you read, the more you'll, you know, because as you read, you think. You know, you think, you get perspective. Perspective gives you knowledge. You know. So do
Mm.
that. Tell me 3 things you didn't understand.
Shish. I have four.
That's fine. You can give. That's fine. I'm not going to explain them to you. I want you to go and find out what they are. So go ahead. Go ahead.
And it's not like all of them I didn't understand. I just don't know what they mean.
That's fine. Tell us.
Like exactly what their true meaning is. So I truly don't know what TSL is.
Okay. Your time spent listening. You're killing me. We did it in class. Okay.
Are you
Continue.
kidding me?
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Don't worry. You'll go look
A-
it up. Yes.
AQH?
Okay. Okay. Did you say SQH? Not even I can now think
No,
of
it's
that.
A.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me keep quiet.
What
Yeah.
is that one?
No, it's fine. You I said you gotta go look it up. Let me keep quiet. Yeah.
And there was CHR?
Oh, come on now. Come on. You learned that last year. No, It's fine. It's fine. When you see it, you're going to kick yourself. Continue.
And there was PPM.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I mean, that's acceptable. I wouldn't have expected you to know that either. That's fine. But yeah, 2 out of those 4, I'm sorry, you should have known. But okay, write down. Okay, so it's some things that you went, aha, you know what? I learned about that. I kind of know what you're talking about.
But I can't remember. And it's not like now when you're reading, things won't make sense.
It's
They do
fine.
make sense. I
Yeah.
just don't know what sort of a listener is this one. You know, what sort of, you know,
Okay.
is it a trusted or a top listener? That's what TSL was for me.
No, oh my God. Okay, so you'll see. You'll just okay. Yeah, let me just give it. It'll be. You know why? it sticks into you more when you, whatever, not because I'm telling you to go and do it, when you get confused about something. So we all do. I mean, I'm currently right now studying accounting. I'm not joking because I got to give class in it this week. And there's the moment I have to put in effort for something that I haven't been instructed to give effort. You understand? So I want to go find out more. I don't want to sound like an idiot because this is not it's not my profession. I did finance, but I did it in the IT sector. I don't know it from the financial sector. You know what I'm saying? So but I'm telling you, it'll stick with me. It will stick with me longer and stronger because I went to go put in I went how can I say, proactively to go and put in,
Yeah.
go and I can regurgitate what is in this book or whatever it is, but I don't feel comfortable with it. You understand? So the moment I don't feel comfortable with something, I go look at it. I say, oh, and I promise it sticks in more than me just regurgitating it to you. And that happens with pretty much a lot of things when we're being curious, right? Um, so okay, so give me some things that you are happy, that you're like, oh, okay, I kind of know that, or I know that for sure. I
So
mean,
program director,
uh-huh,
PD,
yes,
and streaming AM and FM.
okay, good,
Yeah.
yeah, which stands
Those are the
for.
only ones.
I'm not asking you what does AM stand for.
I can't. It's analog
Yes, and what does FM stand for?
frequency.
Yeah, okay, close. Okay, but I'm just saying to you. Okay, good, good, good. What's okay, I'm not going to test you now. Do you know the difference? Just ask yourself, do you actually know the difference between the two? So if you can
Just don't
explain
use
to me
the
why radio, if you can explain to me why radio today is on AM frequency and why Mix FM is on an FM frequency, then you understand what AM and FM mean. You understand?
it's analog. It's
I know, I know the definition. I know the the definition or whatever it is. But if you can tell me why we have we have obviously available frequencies on AM and that can be um, that can be claimed, like when we do our new licenses, or we have FM, and the whole thing is again, and you can't argue that it's community because there's so much community there on FM and there's so much on AM. You got to there's a different reason. So
so like, is it not for different regions where
no,
analog?
no,
Uh,
it's not that. No, it's not that. It's
the
but
frequency is open to.
you're good. I mean, you're okay. It's fine. I mean, but go look at it. It'll interest you. It will.
Give
Anyway,
me another
point
one.
is, yeah, okay. So then give me one more.
I don't have.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. That's good. Okay, that's fine. So with this long-winded question, yeah, uh, just what I want is like kind of a one sentence or two sentence thing where you think you want to. How will you plan? How's your plan for your career? It doesn't have to be in radio. I'm talking about media. So to talk about media. So what is your plan? So you want to go on air? That's cool. What else do you want to do? It's fine. You don't have to do it. Remember, you can have a 40-year plan. It can change 40 times. You understand? But
Yeah.
it's 10 times better. It's 40 times better to have a 40-year plan than not to have a plan at all. And again, I speak from experience because when you get into the industry, you're so obsessed because they keep you obsessed, with staying on air, with all the things that happen around being a brand and being an influencer and being a name, and you understand that years of your life are chopped away. You understand because it takes that much effort to keep yourself relevant, right? Okay. But I'm saying to you at the same time, you can't only go in one direction. You have to make sure that you're doing all of that, but you also move. You understand?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So just tell me, what do you see yourself as a manager? Not everyone. You don't have to be in management. You say you run your own business already. You run your own business already. Like, what do you want to?
Yeah.
What is your 4-year plan?
Chris, that's a long that's a long time from now. I don't have.
Just have direction. That's all it is. So you see, so again, you want to go on air. I really do believe you're going to get on air. I promise you. Um, uh, but the thing is, once you're there, like you can't just go day to day. That's the thing. I'm telling you, the time goes so quickly because you're so busy. You understand? And the thing is, because you're busy growing, they see that takes years. Then you're busy being consistent. You understand? In other words, you're becoming, you're strengthening that brand so that it becomes like it becomes an element in some kind of fan base. Or so, you understand what I'm saying to you? These take years, takes years. It doesn't happen 6 months. You understand? So these are that's what I'm saying to you. Like there'll be a snapshot and you'll be 40 and 50. You understand? Doesn't matter whether you are still in the industry. See, but the thing is that if you want to make changes too late in the industry, it's a problem. You understand? So I will give you some advice. Like, and again, I don't have a lot of regrets in life. I don't. I really, but I do regret this. That when I was a bit younger, so I must have been my early 30s. I was on air, and I got a call from I won't say this manager's name, but he said to me, "You need to come and be our production manager." And I was too arrogant because I wanted to continue being on air. Do you understand? But that move would have changed my entire career. I would have been running stations right now if I'd just taken that move. And I wasn't arrogant enough to say, because he said to me, "Listen, your time on air is up." He says, "Come do something different."
Yeah, that's a point that I had written down just reading this blog post by Johnson. I wrote here just to question number 3 that what I took out was that you need to adjust sales. You
Yes.
can't be stuck in your ways.
Yes. You can't.
Yeah.
You will, but it's not a look. I'll tell you why it's unique to our industry is because we are so small here. One, we are tiny here, like compared to other countries. And two, this industry is it's bloodthirsty. It really is. The stories that you hear are all true because it's so small, because it changes so much. In other words, one day we want influencers to take big shows. Next day we're taking models. Next day we're taking TV actors. Next day we're going back to journalists. Then we're going back. You understand? Like you have to be a super like a strong chameleon. You understand? It's not like accounting, and it's not like banking, and it's not like PR, and it's not like you understand, where you can actually safely predict where you will be in 5 years time. You can't do that on radio. You can't. Like, but you what you can do is equip yourself. You can equip yourself with like an arsenal, so in other words, weaponry. You understand? So that wherever you are in 5 years time, you fine. You'll be able to chameleon your way. You understand? So I will leave you with that. I'll say with this exercise, I'll leave you with that thought. If you're gonna go this media route, like which you already have started, but again, you're in the business, you're on the corporate side, you're in event management, you're in sales, you know what I'm saying, you're in corporate. So corporate media, you got a long lifespan. When you get into creative, we have obviously our craft media. Like you must know that you have a lifespan, but also you have to be a leader. That's why I say that you have to be a leader, because not everyone is a leader. Do you understand? And not everyone can be a leader, but you need to be able to gravitate in front of the pack so that you can survive it. Okay. And it's not a scare tactic. Everyone has been told it. I've been told it. I'll tell to everyone. This is how it is. Okay. And just if you want to, if we can try imagine, think of how many jocks have been in the industry for long, and then it's a double-edged sword. So let's talk. So we spoke about Anela earlier. So she's been in forever. Agree. She's also taken your job forever. Agree. You understand? So where do you see now? I'm just saying to you. So we got quite a number of jocks that actually have taken up space for a long time, and they're not moving to make place for you. You understand? See, someone has to move so that you can come in. So half the industry, let's be fair, about a quarter of the industry is dominated by old school jocks. You understand? So so we're talking about the legacy jocks. You understand? So we got our freshers, we got Anele, we got even Alex J still, we got Martin Best, we got people that are they've been there forever. Do you understand? And they're not going anywhere. And then we've got the other portion of our industry that is filled with people coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out. You understand? And we've got those people that are growing. That's in the middle. You understand? And so you have to fit into the middle somewhere. And like I said, no one's going to give up this spot. You understand? Um, so you just, like I say, it's not that you can't get a job in radio. Please, of course you can. You will. But someone's got to lose that job for you to get it. It only makes sense. It's not like I say, it's not like we need more lecturers because we get more students. Just because you get more listeners doesn't mean we can create an extra slot. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So give me some thoughts just on this, and we'll close up there for today. What did you? So sympathy is when you
put yourself in someone else's shoes. So
no, that's empathy.
no, you said empathy. You said sympathy.
Yes.
Sympathy is when, for me, sympathy is when you actually act on your empathy, and when you actually, I said it's the ability to do something for someone who's in a situation that you may or may not have an idea about.
Okay, so you know what? That's nice. I didn't think about it that way. You made it actionable, which is great. I like that. So sympathy is feeling for the person. So I feel for your situation, and again, I like that you then take action on it. If you know, in a lot of situations, you take action on that sympathy you're giving someone. Neither are bad. That's the thing. There's obviously patronizing sympathy, and I don't think there's realistically patronizing empathy, but there is that patronizing sympathy that people can fall into. So it's like that, that fake kind of sympathy. Oh well, I see, I hear what you're saying, that type of thing. Sympathy, yes, you feel for them. I like that you say in some way that you act for them. Okay, empathy then. Empathy is then.
So for me, empathy is putting yourself in someone else's shoes. So thinking away from your own,
Yes.
from your own little bubble,
Yes.
and actually taking yourself out
Taking
and
it,
putting
putting yourself into their bubble. Okay. Why do you think it's so? Why do you think it's so important? I know we chatted about it, but why do you think it's important to be empathetic in radio?
So there was question 3, right? Yeah, no.
It's one that's on screen. So question 1, the class discussion. So just tell me why. Tell me why it's crucial. You cannot be a good radio presenter if you have no empathy?
Because you dealing with people, right?
All the
Firstly,
time. Yes.
that's why you address them as you address them as we, to show that you are aware that you are dealing with other human beings, and therefore you need to come across a certain way
Yes.
towards them.
Yes.
You
You got
display
to lock
respect,
into them.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
They have to trust you. How can they not trust you if you
yeah,
don't understand where they're coming from? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, so
yeah,
again, if we had our Tibo touchers that would always speak about their 400,000 Rand watches and their whatever. You understand what I'm saying to you? Nobody,
yeah.
not one single person listening to the Tibo Touch show back then on Metro had a 400,000 Rand watch. There's no reason for you to talk about it. For example,
Mhm.
just say, you know, like there's an element of the moment you become detached, and you don't have to, you can be a little bit detached or a lot attached, it still is detached. You're done. I'm saying that then it's over for that, it's over. You either are attached to them, connected, or you're not. um and you want them, it's crucial because you want them to lock into you every day. That's the thing. The moment you lose them,
Yeah.
you lose a listener. So how are you going to improve your empathy? I'm not worried about your sympathy. I believe you're a sympathetic human being. I don't know if you're an empathetic one. And I'm not. That's not an offense. I'm saying I don't know you that well. Just you haven't said if you're empathetic. Are you empathetic?
I think empathy starts for me, would start with being a good listener. And that whole thing
Yes.
that you said about identifying a skill that's going to be helpful to you, and not over populating it with a lot of skills. Just try one.
Right.
And listening for me is that one that would also bring out the empathy in you. Because if you
Yes.
listen more to people, then you truly are listening, and you're not listening for the sake of talking quickly or
Yes.
talking over them,
Responding.
but you
Yes.
truly are there
Good.
with them. You connect a bit more.
I specifically watched a video about how you know you're a genius, because I'm arrogant like that. I'm egotistical, so I know that I'm a genius. But the first point that they said there was that a genius listens to people, not for but and not for the sake of wanting to respond. They're actually,
Mm.
while they're listening, they're thinking of, this is that's interesting. I'd like to say something about something that you said. That's different to wanting. I'm waiting for you to finish so that I can respond. Does that make sense? So I'm listening
Yeah.
only for you to finish. And again, you're an intelligent human being. That's why you'll lock into listening, because that's what you do, so what you listen to their tone and listen to the background, listen to the context, and listen to what you're looking for triggers. You know what I'm saying to you? So we're not just listening without intention, without purpose. We're listening with intention, with purpose. You understand, right? So that's a good thing. I mean, and you believe that you can do that, and you can like become a pro at it, no?
Yeah, I definitely can.
Yes.
I have been very, because also I feel like you need to be very intentional about it.
Yes.
So apart from me saying I'm going to be intentional with my studies this year, I said to myself, I'm going to be intentional about the study. Like when I am having radio and Chris
Mm,
is my my lecturer,
mm,
I'm going to be intentional in listening.
mm,
And I found that I am not a good listener, but every time when I'm in class, I make it a point that
mm.
I remind myself that listen, listen.
Oh,
So that is why half of the things that I may not remember all these acronyms, but trust
yes.
me, I remember everything else.
There was no judgment. There was no judgment. I'm saying all you'll do is you're going to kick yourself when you actually see what they mean, because you'll know, oh, I knew that. Okay. No, that's good. I'm glad. Look, I mean, remember, distraction is difference to ignorance, eh? So I believe that you're distracted, like we all are. You know what I'm saying? That's why most of us would not, let's say, be attentive listeners. It's because we're distracted, and that's a. I mean, that could be for a ton of reasons, but it's not. It doesn't come from a basis of ignorance. Yeah. So that's good. Okay, did you learn something?
I definitely did. So I did my example, or were we going
Okay.
through the example now?
We are busy, but tell me what do you mean your example? For which example?
For the class discussion.
Using examples. Okay, yes. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, to tell me in which context you're going to do it.
So you know when a caller calls in
Hmm.
a standard English radio station,
Yes.
but they are of color, and they
Okay.
call in and they have like a story,
Hmm.
and they battle to articulate what is it that they're trying to put across. And you
Right.
can, this is where your empathy comes in, when you can tell that, you know what, this person has, there's something there, you
Mm.
know. And it would be such a pity because they are now struggling so much, and you allow them to express themselves in a language that is more comfortable to them,
Yes.
to later then, you know, translated in the English, in the English language. For me, that is empathy and sympathy towards that person
That's a
who
really cool
you have
example.
identified. Yeah.
Yes. And also that person. I always think about this. Not every listener is meant to be on air. You understand? I'm saying not every
Mm.
listener that also calls in is meant to be on air. In fact, most of them don't. But I always like that this person has taken their phone. For example,
Yeah.
they've dialed a number. They were that present in what and invested in what you were asking of them. They went to all that. They went so much immediate effort. Do you understand? Investment that you want to hear what they have to say. I don't say that they always have to be on there. You understand? But I love that. I love that about a listener that calls in. Doesn't matter, like I say, if they were the most original, whatever it is. Like I invite them with real big enthusiasm. I'm like, cool, like that's great, and and they're excited to be part of your conversation. I like that. I like that you. Let's say if you couldn't put them on an English medium station, you could easily have a conversation with them and then reiterate their contribution, which is really cool. I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Questions? Anything? I'm gonna stop this recording.